So, good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss question number 16 of the topic triple integrals. So, in this topic, we are going to find the volume of a given solid by the method of triple integration. So, we have question number 16. Our question is write 6 different iterated integrals for the volume of the rectangular solid in the first octant bounded by the coordinate planes and the planes x equal to 1, y equal to 2 and z equal to 3. Evaluate one of the integrals. So here we have to find 6 different iterated integrals for the volume of the rectangular solid. So here our solid is a rectangular solid. It is given in the first octant. So what is the meaning of a first octant? So when we say first octant in a two-dimensional space, it is the set of all points where x and y both are positive. That is, in case of a two-dimensional space, the set of all points where x and y are positive means it is the first quadrant. So when we say first octant in a two-dimensional space, it means the first quadrant. Similarly, in case of a three-dimensional space, when we talk about first quadrant, it is the space where x, y, z both are positive. All the three coordinates are positive. That is, here, suppose this is our origin, O, denoted by O. Suppose this is our x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. So this is our x, y, and our z-axis. Then first octant in case of a three-dimensional space is the space containing the positive quadrant of x, y and z. All x, y, z should be positive. That means this particular region. We won't consider the negatives of y and x and z, right? So the coordinates set of all points where x, y, z, all the 3 points are positive. That means this particular region. This is our first octant in case of a three-dimensional space. So let us see our region now. It is said that our solid is a rectangular solid. So first let us sketch our solid, how it will be. And by looking at the solid, we can now find the volume of that particular rectangular solid. So first, to see the solid, first let us plot the origin O. This is the x-axis. So this is our x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. So firstly it is already told that our solid is in the first octant. That means our solid is in the region where x, y, z all are positive. So it is in this particular region. Now another thing they have told is that it is bounded by the so let us see the bounds of the solid. It is said that it is bounded by the coordinate planes and the planes x equal to 1, y equal to 2 and z equal to 3. So first let us see what is our coordinate planes. What the meaning of coordinate planes means. So our coordinate planes means first is our xy plane. This is one coordinate plane. This is a one coordinate plane, xy plane. Another coordinate plane is yz plane. So and another coordinate is our xz plane. So these are the three planes. Intersection of these three planes. Sorry, the bounds are these three planes and the planes x equal to 1, y equal to 2 and z equal to 3. So the meaning of x equal to 1. We know that in a two-dimensional space when we say x equal to 1, it is a line. But in case of a three-dimensional space, when we say x equal to 1, it is a plane. So similarly, y equal to 2 is a line in case of a two-dimensional space, but y equal to 2 will be a plane in case of three-dimensional space. And also z equal to 3 is a plane in case of a three-dimensional space. So now let us see what are these planes. So first let us see the plane x equal to 1. X equal to 1 means it is the plane which is passing through the point x equal to 1. This is our point 1 on the x-axis. Now x equal to 1 is the plane which is passing through the point x equal to 1 and which is passing through the point x equal to 1 and parallel to the zy plane. So this is our x equal to 1 plane. Similarly, when we talk about the next plane, y equal to 2. So y equal to 2 means first we have to consider the point y equal to 2. That is, suppose this is y, this is the y axis, then this is point 1, point 2. Suppose this is point 2 on the y axis. Then the y equal to 2 means it is a plane which is passing through the point y equal to 2. Y equal to 2. It is basically a plane which is passing through the point y equal to 2. And then next plane is z equal to 3. Z equal to 3 means again we can see that first we have to see the point 3 on the z axis. Suppose this is 1, 2 and 3. Suppose this is the point 3 on the z axis. Then z equal to 3 means the plane passing through the point z equal to 3 and parallel to the xy plane. So that is our z equal to 3. So all the solid bounded by all these planes is this rectangular region that we are getting, rectangular solid that we are getting. So this is the solid that we get, which is our solid which is bounded by all these planes. Okay, so this is our solid. Now we have to find the volume of this solid. So first we have to find the 6 different iterated integrals to find the volume of this solid. So by definition we know that the different iterated integrals are b is equal to triple integral dz dy dx, which is equal to triple integral dy dz dx, which is equal to triple integral dz dx dy, which is equal to triple integral dx dz dy, which is equal to triple integral dx dy dz, and which is equal to triple integral dy dx dz. So these are the 6 iterated integrals by which we can find the volume. So I have already discussed that this is a formula. Generally we are having the formula v is equal to triple integral dz dy dx, and by rearranging dz dy dx in all the possible ways, we get all the iterated integrals to find the volume. Now we know the formula, but we have to find the limits of x, z, y and x. In each case, the limits of x, y, z need not be same, they will vary. Like we have done in double integrals, the limits of x, y, z in different case is different. So first we are in this particular solution, I am going to consider only the first case, and I will be considering the limit, finding the limits of x, y, z and solving it. Okay. So first we are going to consider in this particular solution we are going to consider this particular formula. So for this formula I will be finding the limits of z, y and x. So we have that in this formula v is equal to triple integral dz dy dx. So we know the method that ideally here we have to first find the limit of z, then you have to find the limit of y, and then the limit of x. So we have to find the limits in this particular order. So I am going to discuss this particular formula here. So when we are considering this particular formula, here first we have to find the limit of the variable z. So we can see that we have to find the limit of z, and then we'll be finding the limit of y, and then we'll be finding the limit of x here. So to find the limit of the first variable z, we'll be considering a line m passing through this solid parallel to the z-axis. So we call it as m. So to find the limit of the first variable here, we will be considering a line passing through our solid which is parallel to our z-axis. That is our first step. And by observing this particular line m, we will be finding the limits of z. So we can see, now we can observe this m, line m, and we can find the limit of z. So we can see that the line m enters the solid at this point and leaves the solid at this point. So we have to find the limit of z, we must know the equation of these two planes, right? So from the bounds we know that this particular plane, the equation of this plane is y equal to 2. The equation of this plane, that means the face, the plane that is facing us, this plane is x equal to 1. The equation of this plane will be z equal to 3. So that must be very clear that by the bounds we know that this is our x equal to 1 plane, this is our y equal to 2 plane, and this is our z equal to 3 plane. Now we are observing our line m. So we see that this line first enters the solid at this point and leaves the solid at this point. So when the line m enters the solid at this point, what is the value of z? At this point the value of z is 0, because this point is a point of the xy plane. So any point on the xy plane has the value of z will be 0. Any point, we know that any point on the xy plane, the value of z is 0. Similarly, any point on the yz plane, the value of x will be 0. And any point on the xz plane, the value of y is 0. So considering this particular note, we know that at this point, this is a point on the xy plane, and on xy plane the value of z is always 0. So our initial value of z is 0. Now we have to find the value of z at this point, and we know that this particular point is the point on the plane z equal to 3. So this is z equal to 3, and any point on this represents the value for z, it will be z equal to 3. So our limit for z is from 0 to 3. So the limit of z is from 0 to 3. Now we have to find the limit of x and y. So now next step we have to find the limit of y and then x. So whenever we are finding the limits of the three coordinates in this formula for volume, the last two coordinate, here the last two coordinate is y and z. So what we are going to do is, so now we have to find the limit of the coordinates y and x. So to find the limits of y and x, what we are going to do is, we will be projecting the shadow of this particular solid on the yx plane or the xy plane. We can say yx or xy plane, it is always the same. So this is our solid, and we have to consider the shadow of this solid on the xy plane. So we know that this solid is already touching the xy plane. So this solid is already touching the xy plane, so we don't have to specially find the shadow. So shadow, this solid is touching the xy plane, so directly we can get the region shadow, because usually if the solid is staying above the origin, only then we have to find the shadow. But here our solid is touching the xy plane, so we can directly get the shadow of this solid on the xy plane. So this is the shadow of the solid on the xy plane. So next what we have to do is we have to see the order by which we have to find the limit. So we can see that here first we have to find the limit of y, and then we have to find the limit of x. So priorly, like we have done in two-dimensional space, uh, the same procedure we will be doing here also. So here first we have to find the limit of y in this region. So when we have to find the limit of y, in that case we will be drawing a line, that is we'll first consider this region shadow, and we'll be drawing a line L that is parallel to the y-axis. So this is the line we are considering. We denote it by capital L. The line parallel to our y-axis. We are using this line to find the limit of y. So now we'll be observing this line L and finding the limit of y for this integration. So we can see that this line enters the solid at this point and leaves the solid at this point. Now at these 2 points we have to find the value of y, and we have to find the limit of y. So we can see that at this point, this is a point on the x-axis. So whenever we are considering a point on the x-axis, the value of y at this point will be 0. Y and z is 0. So we get that at this point the value of y is 0. And as the line passes through the region and it leaves the region at this point. At this point we know that we have to find we already know the point of y at this point. We know that what is this plane? This plane is the plane y equal to 2. So since this plane is the plane y equal to 2, we know that the point on this plane is also y equal to 2. So we can say that when the line L leaves our region, the value of y here it is y equal to 2. So we get the limit of y as 0 to 2. So now in the next step we have to find the limit of x. Right? So our limit of z is from 0 to 3. The limit of y is from 0 to 2. Now we have to find the limit of x. Now we will be using the same procedure we have done for double integrals. When we have to find for the limit of x, we have to again observing the line L. From this line itself we will be finding the limit of x also. So we can see that this line L covers this region, covers the shadow when we shift this line from this point to this point. So by we know that this line L covers this whole region, shadow, when we shift it from this point to this point. So when we find the points, if we find these 2 points, we can find the limit of x. So So now we can see that this line L covers this whole region only if we shift it from this point to this point, and from these 2 points we get the value limits of x. We know that at this point the value of x will be, this is our origin, so definitely the value of x is 0 at this point. And at this point we know that this point is, what is this? This is the plane passing through the point x equal to 1 on the x-axis. Okay, so basically this point is x equal to 1. So here the value of x is 1, so we get the limit of x from 0 to 1. So now we get all the limits. X is from 0 to 1, y is from 0 to 2, and z is from 0 to 3. So we put all this, we put our integrals here to evaluate it. So now our formula to find the volume is v is equal to integral 0 to 1, integral 0 to 2, integral 0 to 3, dz dy dx. So for this particular order, we have found the limits of z, y and x, and we substituted it. Now we will evaluate it to find the volume of our region for our solid. So this is equal to, now this is a triple integral. So now we can evaluate it by the method of evaluating triple integrals. So first we can see that first we are having the variable dz. So we will be integrating this particular term with respect to z. So we get integral 0 to 1, 0 to 2. Integral dz is z, and the limits are from 0 to 3, dy dx. So in the next step, integral 0 to 1, integral 0 to 2, we will put the upper limit z equal to 3 minus z equal to 0. We will be getting 3 minus 0 dy dx. So in the next step, we will be simplifying it. We get 0 to 1, 0 to 2, 3 dy dx. And here we can see that it is a constant. We can take 3 outside, and remaining is integral 0 to 2 dy. So in the next step, we will be integrating this with respect to y. We get 3 into integral 0 to 1 by the limits from 0 to 2 dx. So after this, we will be substituting the upper limit for and minus lower limit for the variable y. So substituting, we get 3 into integral 0 to 1 2 minus 0 dx. This is equal to 3 into 2 integral 0 to 1 x dx. So in the next we get this is equal to 6 into integral 0 to 1 x dx. That is integral 0 to 1 x dx means we the next we will be integrating this with respect to x. It is 1 dx. So we will be integrating with respect to x. So we get 6 into integral 1 dx is x, and the limits are from 0 to 1. After this, the next step we will be putting the upper limit minus lower limit for the variable x. We get 6 into 1 minus 0 equal to 6. So we get the volume as 6. Now in the same method, we can find the limits of all the other integrand as well. So for the first integral, we have found the limits properly. In the same way, we can find for all the other 5 integrals also. So let me shortly give an hint on this. So for the second integral, that is, so we find any of the integral, our answer is same. So we have to find only one, and to find the limits, we have to use the same method. Like here we are having triple integral dy dz dx. So for that, first we will be seeing our first variable for which we have to find the limit. For y we have to find, then we have to find for z and x. So first we have to see that first we have to find the limit for y. So in that case, first we will be considering a line passing through the solid that is parallel to y-axis. So in the second case, what we are going to do is we will be considering a line parallel to y-axis and we denote it as capital M. Our M should be a line passing through this with capital letter passing parallel to y-axis. And then we have to find the limit for z and x. So to find the limit for z and x, we will be considering a region, a shadow of this solid on the zx plane. That is, this will be the shadow. This is the shadow. This square will be the shadow of this particular solid on the zx plane. So considering this particular shadow, we will be finding the limits of z and x. Now in z and x also, the shadow also, we see that first we have to find the limit of z. So to find the limit of z, what we have to do is we have to consider our shadow, and we see that in this particular shadow on the zx plane, we have to consider a line that is parallel to z. So it should be parallel to z axis, and we have to see the points at which um, the line enters the region and exits the region. So we see that here it is line enters the region at z equal to 0 and exits the region at the point z equal to 3. So the limit of z will be from 0 to 3. Similarly, we see that we have to find the limit of x. So we have to see that this line uh, covers this shadow when we shift this particular line from this point to this point. So our limit of x will be 0 to 1. So in the same method, we can find the limits for other integrals as well. So the remaining three integrals you can find by yourself. One integral, two integrals we have discussed. Remaining three you can do by yourself. Thank you.